Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how to import an SVG into Tinkercad to make a soap cover. A lot of people want to make the Bath & Body Works soap cover, so I'm going to show you that. So what you want is you want to start with an SVG. Layered SVGs are great. I am using a program called Lightburn. It is for lasers mainly, but it's great for designing SVGs. So here's my SVG. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my SVG and I'm going to decide what I want to do with it. So what I have is this, and I have to think, do I want all these pieces together? So I want to erase this for the purpose of this tutorial because I'm not making an ornament or a keychain. Okay, so I got to think, this is my base. This is a layer, but this layer, will it fit in here? It fits perfectly. So I need to consider what it's going to hold on to. So I need to make another background. So I need to copy this layer. I'll ungroup it. I'll duplicate just the back lines, and there we go. Now we have a full base. So now what I need to do is make them solid. Your SVGs need to be solid like this when you enter them into Tinkercad. Okay, so I've got those. I'm going to export. I'll say sourdough starter. Put it in my downloads, save. So now I'm going to open Tinkercad. I'm going to go to create 3D design, and it opens up a new workspace. Now I'll go to import, choose a file, sourdough starter. I'll push art and import. So sometimes Tinkercad can be kind of slow, not always though. All right, so I need to think, my base is going to be this, but everything else is going to be only 0.5 millimeters thick. So I'll just change it all right now at first. So I have 4 pieces, so I need to separate them. They're all one piece right now. So I need to duplicate, and then duplicate, and duplicate. Zoom out. This is where you cut the pieces apart. You take one of these clear boxes, otherwise known as a hole, and put it over what you want to remove from your design. If it's dark gray, it means it is touching it, so it will cut it out. If it's light, it means it's not touching it, and you'll need to move it up or down with this. Okay, so you grab those boxes, and we'll duplicate them for taking them over to the other designs, and then select all and group. There we go. We have our one piece. So now I need to do that with this one. If things move too far per click, you come down here to the snap grid, and I like to just turn it off. That way I can freely move these boxes and make sure that it's not touching anywhere right here. Okay, so I'm going to drag this, make sure it's still not touching, duplicate, and then group. Okay, and then we have these two. I'll duplicate this box. Now we will get rid of these right there, and another duplicate to get rid of, wait, what pieces do we have? Okay, get rid of the lid. No, get rid of the top over the lid. Okay, group, And then the last part is the sourdough. Duplicate. There we go. Select, group. We have all 4 pieces. Okay, so people wonder, how do I make them different colors? So you have to have them in these separate pieces to make them different colors. I will make my jar white. I will make my background, no, maybe I'll make my background white. Make my jar blue. Make my sourdough starter, let's see, brownish. And the lid, let's go with gray. All right, so there's our 4 pieces. So now we need to just line them up. You can go like this to get them all aligned. Push this. Then I want them, let's see, in the center here. There we go. Then I can move them closer to where they need to be. Like this needs to go up. And the white needs to come down. This needs to go up. Cute. You can expand it a little if you want. Good enough for me. I am not a perfectionist. So as you can see, it looks like this. When you move it around, that's okay. So I know that my pieces are 0.5 millimeters thick. I will grab the top, the blue and the gray, and I will use this and move it up. Because the base we want to be around 55 millimeters thick. Okay, I didn't move it up far enough, so what I can do without moving it out of the way, I just hide it. Then I can select this and move it up. And then push this to show your base again. Okay, and then Control Z. Click out of there to unselect things. Okay, grab all these pieces and nope, I didn't grab them. I am pushing Shift to select multiple. God. There we go. Let's just try that. All right. Too far. Right there. This is the 3rd time I'm trying to make this video. The first time I realized after making the video and I went to go rewatch it that my mic was muted the whole time. The second time I got almost done with the video and my power went out in the storm. So here we go. 3rd time's a charm, right? All right, so we've got this. What I'm going to do is go out of here and open up one of my other ones that's already made so we can have the measurements. In Tinkercad, you can hold a lot of designs and it's free. It's a great program for stuff like this. Yes, there are more advanced programs which can do more and are faster, but many people will not need that. Okay, so let's see. This design is, this is how you see your measurements. 98.4 wide, 132 tall. So we don't want our sourdough to be more than 132. So we'll go back. $132 tall. All right. Let's see what we're at right now. Not close. Okay, so I'll select all. I'll hold Shift. 132 right there. Perfect. So that's what it looks like so far. And that made it taller this way. So we want to go back to 55. We do not need this thing super thick. Bring this back down. You want to make sure that it's touching. That's not overhanging. Let's move it over. Oh, it's hard to do. Like this. I'm over here moving my head trying to see beyond what I can see on the computer screen, like that's possible. Let's look underneath. Okay, we can see underneath right there. Let's push it so it lines up as good as possible. We don't want these overhangs. But in reality, this won't bug me. This is going to print face down. Okay, so the next important part here is you have to cut your pieces into the design. So let me think. The white of the design is the back, correct? No, we have this white layer. See, wait, let me see. Let me make sure. No, okay, there's no white layer, good. Okay, so I will click on this blue outline and push copy, and then you have to make it a whole, and then you want to click somewhere like this is the base. I'm gonna hold shift, click this, and group. So that creates a cutout. Let's see how well my cutout did cut out. Let's move this by doing that, hiding them. Okay, so you can see there's now a cutout there. I'm not sure that's deep enough. So I'll show them again and I will undo. And I'll undo one more time. And I need to push this down into the design more. 1, 2, 3, and drag it down some. Oh, it still has a copy of that. Okay, hold on. Let me delete one copy. Now. Oh, and it went back to 1 on the snap grid. Now we'll drag it down. There we go. So that means it's really in there. So we'll go maybe, you just want to go 1 step above that. Perfect. So now I will redo that. So I'll copy, make it a whole, shift, shift, okay, group. Then do the same for the brown, copy, whole, shift, click, group, and then the same for the gray, copy, whole, shift, click. Okay, so we've got all that. Perfect. Now let's hide these pieces to confirm that, there we go, they are cut out. Okay, so my gray, I don't shift click it into the white because blue is under it. So let's do that again. What we did is fine. So click that gray. You can see that I've got the gray right there. That's selected. Copy, whole, and then click it into the blue instead. Group. Now let's hide it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we've got all this, and now I'm going to, oh, no, I don't need to do that. I'm going to import the hole that I already have made. under my creations. Okay, so here is the hole, and I can turn it 90 degrees. I'll push D to drop it, and I've decided to stop using the center hole for drainage or whatever, so I can't ungroup this. For this purpose, we'll just use it with this hole in there. Okay, so you've got to put it in the middle and then push it up until you don't see it popping out the bottom anymore. You have to look on the sides, make sure that it's not cutting into the sides anywhere. And then come over here and lift it up to make sure that you have some space down here on the bottom and some space up here. Then what you do is click it and click the white and group. Red means it's thinking, it's working. Okay, we have this awkward thing in there because this is not the newest design I have of this. So what I will do is go back to basic shapes, and I will make this cylinder. I will turn it. All right. There we go. Wherever it's dark is where it's going to cut, where it's actually touching the item. Lower it again, make it taller, make it wider, make sure it's covering all of it. All right, and then make it longer. As you see it go back down to the bottom, just get it to just touch right there. That should be good enough. And then click this to look all the way around. You can see it's not touching all of it, so we need to lower it. This arrow likes to do what it wants, so you got to find it each time. Nope, right there. Make sure it's now touching all over the bottom. Zoom out a little. All right, the entire thing is dark gray, so that's good. So now I click it and click this and group. There we go. There is our design. It's got the hole. So what some people do is they just make a square for the hole like this, and they don't have it fit the shape, but that's what you can do also. If you want this hole, then you can purchase it off my Etsy to help support me for making this video. Or you can do something like this. Okay, so you can make this invisible, basically, and see through it. So you can see how long you make this square. Probably right about there, and then you would turn it into a hole, turn this back into a solid, and you would raise it up some, and then you would shrink it down just to fit how big you want the hole. And then you would group it by clicking it, clicking the outside, and here it goes. There you go. Some people make them like that. But if you prefer the nice snug fit, then you can grab my file. So I'm going to Control Z and undo that. So just delete that. Okay, so now the next step is to export this. Wait, first we need to think, is this going to sit flat on a counter? And it might not. So what I have been doing is making something like a block. Like this, and just making it wide enough to give us a flat base that it can stand on. So we'd put it right there. We would change it white, and then we would click both parts together to do that. There we go. But then we still need to cut this blue back out, so copy, whole, click, group. Okay, let's confirm. Yes, it's cut out. Control Z, undo. Up here, name your file, sourdough starter Bath Body Works. So you have to export each file individually, so I'll click the base, export. Down here it tells you, okay, this shows you that it did save. So now I like to hide the part that I saved so I don't get confused. Click the next part, going for brown, it's done. So hide it. We've got blue, export, and then gray. Perfect. Okay, then you want to get out of here and you will go to Bambu Studio. You'll come up here to import and we will find our sourdough starter. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. Load these files as a single object with multiple parts. Yes, thank you. Here we go. So this is where some people get messed up. It is facing upward. We want it to print flat on its face. So what we need to do is rotate it 180. Now it's facing the correct way. Come over here, make sure you're on objects. Click this to the color that you want the base to be. I want mine to be white. Just move your mouse around the screen and it'll rotate your view. Okay, let's see. Let me change my colors to proper colors. There's a gray, and we have brown, a light brown. Good enough. Black and white. No, I want white. I don't need black. Let's make it a blue. There we go. Okay. Click over here. I can see that it's the lid. I click it. You can name it lid. Okay, this is the outline. Jar. So I can put jar. Do that. Brown. Dough. And then the base is white, so I can just put base. Perfect. Okay, so now that I have it named, now here's the important part. We are going to click on it, we're going to right click, and we're going to say split two objects. And if you watch them, you'll see them fall down. Now there's no light lines, they're all flush touching the plate. It will print flat beautifully. And there you have it. So you'll want to slice it. Yes, I know there's a big hole in there. It says a G-code path goes beyond the boundaries. That means you got to go back to prepare and move this silly tower onto the plate. Okay, here we go. Let's check out our slice. Move this bar all the way down to the bottom and then slowly go up. There we go. Perfect. So this probably will not print great without supports. So you go to Global, Supports, Enable Supports, on or off the bed, you choose. Push Slice, it'll show you. There's the supports. Perfect. And then you print. So that is how you make your Bath & Body Works soap cover. Okay, that's how you make it flush to print face down. I would love it if you subscribe and give my video a like and leave any comments to tell me how I did on the video and if it helped you and any other videos you might want to see in the future. And thanks so much. I hope it wasn't a drag. Watch this in like 0.75 speed. Have a great day. Bye.